Hi, my name's Kaylee Richter and I'm from KR Sustainability, and today I'm in conversation with Tracy from Wight Crystal. So Tracy, tell me a little bit more about Wight Crystal.
Okay, so Wight Crystal is part of Ozo Enterprises. Wight Crystal was originally started in 1988, and they basically came along with an ethos of employing people with disabilities.
Yeah.
And the enterprise has gone from strength to strength to be around today in a different way than it was over, I can't even think, 30 odd years ago. So we now have obviously been through a very rough period of time recently, and the whole charity sector has suffered during COVID, etc. But Wight Crystal is very busy and has been all the way through COVID. Pre-COVID, we were obviously moving forward fast and looking at environmental products, green products, and thinking about our range and offering choice.
Yeah.
And I think that's really key. We've always been mindful of the environmental impact that our plastic bottles have, but we have always had this bottle in our range, and this is 50% of our business, and we've always reused and recycled these bottles.
Yeah.
One of these bottles gets 40 uses in its life cycle, and that's always been the same since day one. It's never changed, so our ethos has always been to look after the environment. More recently, just before lockdown, we've been looking at using recycled PET in our bottles. Tracy, our marketing specialist, has been hard at work, and we've launched our new black bottle, or black label, incorporating 51% recycled PET. The bottles are also 100% recycled after use. We have also introduced things like reusable bottles for our water coolers, and also sort of friendly carry bags. So everything we've looked at and tried to solve some sort of alternative. Cups, we offer 3 or 4 different cups. Obviously during lockdown, we did have, like everyone, a tough time, but we continued to work and supply the hospital, hospice, care homes, dentists, doctors, anyone that needed water, we continued with that. For the future, we are looking again at the future, and we are looking at glass. Glass is going to be our sort of new development area. It was pre-COVID, but everything was put on hold during that time. But Tracy is now going to pick that up and try and push that forward.
So obviously I think glass is probably a much better option in terms of obviously materials, because plastic's obviously quite harmful to the planet, and there's no guarantee that someone that buys that bottle is going to recycle it. So
no, that's right. It's a very difficult one for us, because obviously because of health and safety, plastic is a much safer alternative, especially when it comes to children and animals. But glass is definitely an option we want to offer all of our customers. And I do think there will be a little bit of migration from our existing customers over to glass, but I think we'll also attract new customers. But at the moment, our PET, as we're going to continue with PET, is the way forward for us.
So what do you do operationally to cut sort of your environmental impact down?
Well, we've actually, one thing I didn't mention was we've replaced our tanker. So again, thinking about carbon footprint, we've doubled the size of our tanker. We recycle everything we can do during the plant and through our other enterprises as well. We're always looking at using cardboard, reusing, and also recycling and turning it into things like horses bedding. Anything we can do, we will. We have reduced and increased our recycled waste and reduced our general waste, and that's all positive for us.
Yeah, it's definitely very positive. And in terms of sort of factory sort of use, how have you cut down your carbon emissions there? Have you done anything, or you're not quite there with that?
Yeah, a lot of people will use trays in their packaging. We don't use trays in our plastic packaging, and we just used a polyfilm. So again, reducing the amount of things that you're putting out there. We try and relook and rethink our offer all of the time, and Tracy's always looking for alternatives. We are looking at a shorter neck on our bottles currently, again to reduce the amount of plastic we have. Even though we're going 51% recycled, we're not stopping there.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll hopefully go 100% shorter neck, shorter
Or
grammage. Yeah, and glass.
Yeah.
And glass, as I said, is a new option for us, and we will obviously trial different sizes, different customers, and obviously hopefully get you back to talk about that at the time of launch.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. So Tracy, how are you going to ensure continual business improvement within your business plan?
We always are looking at continuous improvement. I've been brought up on it from a young age. We review not just our product, we look at our customer feedback. We think that's really key, and we work with people like yourselves, looking at new ways, and sometimes fresh eyes coming in really helps and actually points out the obvious that you didn't spot when you've been working at it or on it every day. But you know, if anyone's got any ideas, we always look at them. Obviously we do have suppliers that we talk to in strong relationships with the island firms that talk to us as well and give us ideas. But you know, we don't stand still.
No,
we want to move forward and improve, and environmental impact is key.
Definitely, especially with the nature of the product as well. It's something you really have to kind of be conscious of, I imagine. Yeah,
well, definitely. And a lot of our accreditation includes an environmental section. Sustainability is a big one for our BWCA, which has now become WHA, which is an organisation for the water industry. And we make sure that we basically recycle, reuse everything we can possibly, whether that be plastic or glass or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we try and do that all the time. But you know, working alongside said organisations like yourself, we work with bigger operators, ferry companies, retail, everyone. When we go out, Tracy and I are always looking for ideas, especially marketing opportunities and ways that we can affect and change our business.
And I suppose having those accreditations and, you know, carrying sustainability as a point of your business as well is attractive to other businesses as well, and I suppose they see that and want to work with you.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We've done a few bits and pieces, and we use social media, and it's a really good tool. We get some really positive feedback from what we've done. And simple things like changing a tanker, you think actually there's an efficiency anyway, it's a no-brainer. Why not do it? You know?
It saves you money.
I
suppose,
exactly.
In the long term. So it's good for marketing and PR, but it's also a money saver, and it reduces your carbon footprint as well.
Yeah, so definitely. So simple ideas are always the best.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to cost you loads of money.
No.
And that's the important thing. The message from me is you can do it, and it doesn't have to cost you money.
Exactly. So Tracy, why should local businesses use Wight Crystal?
Wight Crystal, well, local businesses should support Wight Crystal because we are an island-based company. We employ island-based people, and we also run a scheme here where we employ people that wouldn't normally work and give them the confidence and the self-worth to work and improve their mental health, and that's key for us. By supporting us, obviously we can then reinvest and have product development into new glass. We also, any profits that we can afford would go into our Learning Disability Centre. So again, helping the local community, which is key for us.
So corporate social responsibility is something that's very much at the core of OSL and Wight Crystal.
Oh, definitely. That's our passion. You know, we want to help people on the island.